Peace and prosperity be unto all who's watching. It's your girl, Lachey Mailer, right? And I'm back with another video. And I was listening to this post the other day, and this guy said that a man who has nothing to worthy of dying for has nothing to live for. So if a man has nothing he's not willing to fight for, he definitely has nothing to live for. And I want to give a special shout out to all the young men, all the young black kings and gods out here. I want to say how much I appreciate and love all the young men out here. You guys are so underrated and underappreciated. And I want to give a shout out to all you guys and tell you how proud I am of all of you. You guys deserve a lot more than you get. Especially those who are really good, good fathers, good husbands, good boyfriends, good whatever. What are you good at? Whatever that you're good at, you guys deserve recognition. You guys deserve to be uplifted, supported, loved, and appreciated. And you need to be knowing that the young queens out here, the young good queens out here really support and love you guys, motivate you guys, want you guys to be at the top as well as, us young queens. So, peace and prosperity be unto all you guys. I know it's very hard out here for you young men. You young men are really having a hard time. I really understand that. I think there's like a strong lack of communication and a lack of connection between men and women, and there's a strong misunderstanding between the two sexes. And I want to break the bridge of the divide between men and women. So you guys will see more from me in the future, but right now, financial literacy is what I'm focused on and making my life more financially free. So I just want to give it a shout out to you guys, because you guys deserve more than you've gotten. And if you're really making a difference in your life, I am very proud of you guys. It takes a lot of effort. It takes real courage to turn around your life and choose something greater than the things you once done. And a man don't get a lot of support and recognition for the things that he do. Now, yeah, young men make some mistakes, okay? But men do a lot of good things that women go appreciating of. And I think it's time that women rise above the selfishness, and really acknowledge our young men for the things they do in their lives and their children's lives, and just like really, support a young man. You guys really deserve a lot more than you've been getting. But I only look forward to a break and change in the cycle of the divide, because young women are not highly affected by not having fathers. I mean, I guess it depends on the kind of woman, but a young woman is not highly affected by not having, a father, or I wouldn't even say a mother, because sometimes young women ain't even really close to their mothers. And then most of the time, young girls are daddy's girls sometimes, but it's rare. Not a lot of women are closely connected to the fathers or the mothers in their lives. But young men are more affected by this on a psychology level than women. So men are highly affected by not having a father, and that means like he gonna struggle in his life. He gonna have a hard time finding his path. He's gonna have a hard time getting there, because he's gonna make a lot of decisions early on in his life that pretty much get him in a lot of stuff that, ultimately leads you to a greater path in, longer life. But in the starting, you're going to suffer a lot more without guidance, without direction, without, mentoring. And I just hope in the further future that young men get the guidance and the direction that they need, that they get more fathers in their life, more people, young men, more structural, discipline in their life, so that they can know right from wrong, so they can have a sort of balance and direction of where they need to go. Even if they make their own decisions, they have someone that they can talk to. Like, young men just don't have that voice to be heard, and it's time for young men to be heard again. It's time for young black men to be appreciated again. And it's rare out here, you guys. Young men need to be uplifted. It's some educated young men out here, young businessmen aspiring to be great, young mentors, young, teachers, black men doing a lot of excellent things out here, you guys. And I think it's time that young women, young queens, to step up to the plate and give these men the recognition they deserve. These fathers, I'm not talking about just around Father's Day. I'm talking about all throughout the year. I'm talking about all throughout the year. You love that man, you better give him that recognition and that love and support and care. That's a part of the problem. Women are part of the huge problem. A man will not sit in a place where he is not respected. A man will not sit in an environment where he is not loved. A man will not stay nowhere where he is unappreciated. And if a man is not loved, he is not loved, and he will not stick around. I'll assure you that. But that's a part of the problem. Like, young women are not loving these men. Young women are not appreciating, giving these men the time of day that they deserve. They're not listening to their concerns and understanding them from their point of view. We all got to sit down and have these talks. So when my channel get off the ground, guys, young men, I'm going to be looking forward to getting you guys on my channel and getting your perspective on what does a man want women to know. Now, that's really empowering, and I think it's time for young men to speak their minds. It's time for young men to step up. It's time for young men to be held accountable. It's time for young men to be appreciated. It's time for young men to just do it. It's time to just rise above, young kings and young guys. It's your time, your place. You guys have struggles, you have concerns, you have worries, you get hurt. You lack confidence. You have the same problems women do. You just go through it in a different way. And I think it's time to break that divide, that lack of communication, that divide and connection. It's time to bring forth two sexualities, two genders together, bringing forth a deep connection of understanding. It's time to bring back the science of this, baby. It's time to bring back the psychology of this. It's time to bring back the power to this. Bring back homes and bring back love and reverse the cycle and break the chains of the divide. The divide is. It's time to make a difference in this universe. And it starts in our homes. It starts with our families. And a young man, let me tell you, young men out here, if you don't respect your woman, do not expect another man to respect your woman. You cannot be mad at another man or woman for disrespecting your queen when you don't even respect her. Let me get that straight first. And if you don't love your woman, you don't love yourself, because like Christ said, God, love your woman like Christ loved the church. Now, I'm not trying to be religious. It was like the first thing that came to my mind. I'm a very spiritual person. But yeah, like, love your woman. Respect your woman. Learn who you are and be who you are, so that woman can learn and love to grow with you. Now, everybody now on the evolve language and want to evolve and grow with you. So give someone on your level. Get someone who's going to grow with you. Get someone who supports you, understand you, appreciates you. I'm saying, don't have these high expectations and standards of how you believe love should be because you watched all these love stories in your life. Love is a verb, and it's something you definitely need to do, and it's expressed in so many different ways. It's 5 different love languages that can be expressed among the nation, but if you're a highly evolving person, you can express yourself in all these languages. And affection, time, gifts, affirmations, compliments, I think. But yeah, like, you could be highly evolved in your love language. You don't have to have just this one selective love language. People need to be expressive. Young men, you need to be more expressive. You need to be more expressive with your young queens. You need to be more open to talking about what it is you're going through. And if you got a woman who's not open, letting open on you, not being supportive of your dreams, you definitely need to let that young woman go. And if she's not a visionary, someone you can see yourself having a partnership with, you definitely need to cut that woman off. I'm telling every man out here, black, white, Caucasian, no matter who he is, if you a man You got a woman beside you, she ain't on that level with you, you definitely need to let her go right now, okay? Love is love at the end of the day, but let me tell you, if she don't have that respect for you, she don't have that love for you, she don't have that support for you, she don't stand for something greater, you definitely need to cut her off, man, because it's enough heartbreak, it's enough trials in this life. You know, that's one thing you don't want to go home and deal with. That's one thing you don't want to wake up knowing. You got a woman that's going to drag you down to the pit, okay? You better get you a good woman out here, okay? Now, I'm just telling the truth, y'all, because I'm not saying that all men are the best, but I'm not saying that the men that are changing today weren't once a bad, once were in a bad place. I'm saying that everybody, both men and women, need to be held accountable, and I feel like there's such a blame on men, but women don't even understand why men are the way they are, and women look so much to blame and bash, and they don't go on a level of trying to understand why a man do the things he do and why he is the way he is, and that's really bad, because that's that divide, that lack of communication between men and women, because instead of a woman taking the time to understand why he done it, or trying to get him to talk about it, she go on a rant. I think women need to be more respectful to men and be accountable for how they treat them. Especially these young women out here who don't allow their baby fathers to see their children. You making it real hard out here for women who ain't got no kids. We ain't gonna want none. Okay, you making it real hard out here. Okay, you make it hard on good women who don't do things like that, don't believe in stuff like that, believe in finding some level of communication between a woman and a man and making it work out. It's levels of communication. If you don't plan to be a better communicator, then you don't need to have no kids. You don't need to have a relationship. You don't need to have friendships. It's levels to the communication. You got those high school level relationships. You got those every season. You got phases of your life. You got different relationships and different reasons for why those relationships last. And everybody go through their first heartbreak that gets them to the new point in their life where they direct paths onto their purpose. That is the means that you may experience hurt, that when you one day get somebody you truly desire, someone who's truly going to be good for you, you appreciate that woman. And that's the purpose of the first heartbreak. That first person that you go with is not necessarily somebody you going to grow a future life with. Now, and I can't say that for everybody, because there's some people that went from high school, went to get married. Everybody, your first love ain't always meant to be the one. A lot of your first loves are meant to be the lesson what you deserve and what you desire for yourself. So young men, you need to learn how to appreciate yourself. You need to learn how to give yourself self-love, self-worth. You need to know your worth. You need to know your value. You need to know how you need to be treated. You need to know what you want, and you need to be sure about what you want, and you need to speak about what you want. You need to speak up, and you need to have a voice in this world, in this universe. You need to stand for something greater, and you need to rise above who you been to be something more greater than you are. You got to stand for something. If you're alive today and you're a man, it's time you stand up and be held accountable and rise to the occasion. It's time for young men to have something worthy of fighting for. If you have nothing to fight for, you just drifting in life. It's time to get on the path in the direction of purpose and live this life like never before. Yes, you have worries. Yes, you have concerns. But know that it's some people in this world, young women out here, that really care about your well-being, your concerns, and all that. You just got to find the right women, the one that's on your level. But if you don't find that one, that's on you. You got to look at the signs. You got to have discernment, because there's a lot of men out here ain't got no discernment. And it's time that you guys get that discernment that you need, so that you can know who is for you and who is not. Because there's a lot of people, young men just allow anybody in their life. That's what I've learned through my experience of knowing men. Young men will allow anybody in their life. It could be, they don't discriminate. That's cool. It's not good to judge. It's good to, be around people and figure out who they are over time. But you got to have some discernment on how people are and what their intentions are for you, their beneficial needs, their agenda, and what they want. You gotta know what people are about. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. You gotta know. I know young men know how to survive in the hood, but I feel young men, even in that environment, I feel young men could be a little bit gullible to who they have around them, because they not having discernment to cut those people off. They still have them around them. They still want these people that ain't good around them. Young men, you got to cut these people off, because it has high influence on who you are and who you're becoming. And if you allow that to influence you, you allow those things to impact you, there's no telling what kind of path that you'll be on. So I'm giving you guys encouragement, empowerment, and inspiration, motivation to let you know that you guys keep going, that you are loved, that you are appreciated, that you deserve more than you've been getting. And if you're not getting what you deserve, it's time to let it go. Now, if you truly love this person and you feel like you can work things out, you definitely need to evolve with this person. But you definitely need to get on a level of evolving. Young men need to evolve mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, on all levels of sector. You guys need to evolve, especially in your love languages, especially just in who you are. Be stronger in your identity. Be stronger in what you want. Be stronger in what you know and what you feel, because what you feel is a part of you too, just as well as what you know and believe. So stand for something great. If you're a man, stand up, be proud. Power to the young kings and queens. Power to young kings and queens who represent something greater. So peace and love and happiness and abundance. May God continue to direct all y'all's paths, and know that you are not alone, even when you feel alone. That there's somebody out there for you that's gonna treat you right, that's gonna love you right, and that's gonna admire you for all your unique ways. I'll get deeper into this stuff, you guys, when my channel evolves. You know, if you want to know a little bit more on the psychology of things, the science of things, the inspirational to things, you guys definitely should follow my channel, because I'm going to get deep. And when I get deep, I want you guys to not miss out on what I got going. So, peace.